Happy Wednesday, everybody. So I often talk about the importance of understanding consumer psychographics in addition to demographics. So understanding how your ideal clients make decisions, where they're getting their information from, who's influencing them, how they formulate opinions and buying decisions. And I was inspired to talk about this topic again in light of what's gone on this past week with GameStop and AMC and BlackBerry, and certainly over the last 2 months with Bitcoin. And if anyone's on Robinhood, trading was halted and the site was down again this morning, although you folks are probably not on Robinhood. But many of your clients may be, or their kids may be. And this is going to be one of the most important practice management themes yet again for advisors, maybe even more so this year. And I want to give my thoughts on what you should be doing to stay in the know and always appear forward thinking. I talk to advisors all the time about, I always ask, like, are your clients asking you about, blockchain? Are they asking you about Apple or Tesla or whatever? And most of the time advisors will say to me, you know what, they get it. They're not, they ask maybe once or twice, but they're not really thinking about it. They're invested for the long term with us, and we've trained them well. And while that answer is accurate and good, it scares me a little bit because change is happening so quickly. And as I think Justin Trudeau said, it will never happen this slow again. And the firms and advisors and service providers who really are teed up for what I'll call sustainable success over the long haul, meaning over the next couple decades, are those who are thinking several steps ahead of the consumer. In other words, the consumer may not be worried about it now, but it's only a matter of time before they do start caring about it and they do start making, gut decisions based on information they're reading. I don't want advisors to underestimate the power of community, the power of FOMO, the fear of missing out, the power of seeing thousands of people on a Twitter thread or in a Facebook group talk about how, they just made enough money to, pay off their mother's mortgage. And this is the reality of the conversations that are going on unregulated outside of your office. And so what I want financial advisors to do, regardless of whether or not, and by the way, if you're really building a sustainable business and enterprise, then you have to believe that the enterprise and business is going to continue to be around and serve clients long after you're gone, meaning somebody is going to be taking over your business at some point and serving, the next gen of your current clients, hopefully. And that's where the real, the change in how we talk to and market to clients is really going to be critically important. So start having a voice and providing thought leadership in areas of wealth management that maybe you haven't otherwise had to talk about. Really simple. Advisors get really paralyzed sometimes by the idea of, how do I start? I can't do videos. Simply start by communicating directly to your clients and prospects and centers of influence once a month. Organize your thoughts, your reflections on the month, your roundup of resources and critical information, and put those comments out to your clients once a month. It could be in a standard email. It could be in a text message thread. It could be in, and again, if compliance isn't listening. So if you're on, Slack or a project management system with your clients, whatever it is, if you can record videos, great. If you have a blog or a podcast, fine. It could be as simple as an email. And every month say, things are happening so quickly. The way investors think about investing has changed so radically because of social media and AI and tech providers. I want to make sure that I'm translating to you any headlines that are coming out that may be confusing or that may make you feel, it may make you have questions about our plan or what we're doing or what's happening elsewhere. It's so important that you start positioning yourself as a thought leader before the needs and the fears and the FOMO starts to kick in. By the way, I also want to say, if we've learned one thing in the last year, it's just how much power uninformed people, uneducated people, not meaning traditional education, but uneducated in certain subjects, how much power they have, how much they have the ability to influence. Financial advisors actually do have the credentials and education to be able to talk about anything wealth management related. So even starting to translate what's happening, so GameStop and what's going on, most laymen don't actually understand what is happening. Being able to serve as the one voice of reason in what feels just like chaos from every angle right now is a tremendous value to the consumer. Even for me, somebody who's in the business, I have my go-to people who I say, what does this really mean and what's going on, and explain to me what's happening and how does this all end. Wanting to be in the know is a natural is natural right now, and so you can serve as the voice of reason. You have to do it in an organized and systematic way. In other words, it's not a one-off conversation with a client, but it's a systematic way in which you now communicate with this ideal client and stay ahead of things in the news and in the media. Okay, that's my recommendation. This was a quick one. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to reach out to us if you need advice on how to get started and what you should be talking about. I think this is the advisor's biggest opportunity this year. All right, folks, have a good week. See you next week, same place, same time. Take care.